We are here to share with you more about doTERRA as a business opportunity. Very excited to share this. It's one of the main things with doTERRA that has shaped my life and allowed me the opportunity to dream bigger. And I'm really excited to be able to connect with all of you and share some insight as to what this business has to offer from a tribe perspective, from a financial perspective, from a dream perspective. So tonight we again have a panel. We've been loving the panel aspect, and it gives you the opportunity to hear from different minds, get insight from different strengths, from different people with different backgrounds, just to hear what this business has to offer. So I'll start off just by sharing a little bit about what attracted me to doTERRA as a business, and then we'll bounce around and you can hear from the other ladies that are on tonight. My name is Katrina Potter, and I've been working with doTERRA as a business for just actually exactly 6 years. And for me, it has grown in what it's provided for our family and what my dreams are with this as a business. So when I first got started with doTERRA, it was very much from a financial perspective. I wanted the larger kit of oils and didn't have a culture yet or value system where I was investing in my health. So I started this business just to pay for my oils. And then it became, wouldn't it be nice if I could pay my student loans each month with extra income from doTERRA? Once that was accomplished, then it became, what if I could pay my student loans and our mortgage? How nice would that be? And then that was achieved. And then it became, okay, what if this was able to replace my full-time income? And then that was achieved. And it's provided the availability to understand time freedom and financial freedom from a whole different viewpoint, something that I never dreamed would be possible. And now I'm seeing it for myself and at the point of seeing other people accomplish that are on the team too. And I just think that it's such an amazing business opportunity. I'm so grateful that I was introduced 6 years ago, and I'm excited to be able to share this with all of you tonight and be joined with these other amazing powerhouse women that I have met throughout this journey. And I think that's, for me now, one of the things that I love so much about this business is being connected with other like-minded individuals that have awesome strengths that complement mine that aren't my own. And I love that and love seeing them rise in their strengths and owning that. And then also the friendships and bonds and community that are created from this. So we'll go around and introduce ourselves and then share a little bit more about what this business offers. So Liz, go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everybody. How are you? Hi. I'm Elizabeth Crawford. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. I've been using doTERRA and sharing doTERRA for 5 years. But I wasn't always a health coach, and I wasn't always as much of an educator as I currently am with oils. There was a time when I really had a purpose need, a financial need, and a time freedom need that my work wasn't providing at all. Purpose need might be the most important of which that I was kind of suffering with a lack of. And, you know, the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, and my cup was empty. I would fill that cup with things that weren't good for me. That's like a whole other story. But I found something in doTERRA that I didn't find any place else, from a supporting myself through self-care and through the community of women that I was introduced to, that not only led me to my higher health, but a situation where I now am able to do doTERRA and be a health coach full-time versus, you know, working for the corporate world, which was rough on me for a while. What lights me up about doTERRA is to be able to instill in other people that excitement about alternative modalities. You can kind of see like a switch flip and the lights go on when somebody starts learning about gut health and about reducing toxic load and the connection between that and how you're feeling on a daily basis. and being able just to be able to bring that to people and expand that into, oh, well, maybe you can get your oils paid for. And then eventually like another switch gets flipped and it's, maybe I can leave my 9 to 5. And that's my path. That might not be everybody's path, but that's what I like to share with people and bring into their lives. So thank you for having me tonight, Katrina.
I love it. I love when we have the panel, because as you're talking, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, and that too. Oh, and that too. Oh, yeah, there's so many parts of this business that are amazing. So thank you for being here, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Carrie, you're up.
Hey everyone, my name is Carrie Ruff. I am currently working on finally continuing my Reiki Master certification. I love healing crystals. I've been sharing and using the oils for 5 years now. And like Liz said, I haven't always been into these things. These things, you know, trickled into my life throughout the journey of becoming a doTERRA wellness advocate. For me, like Katrina said, yes, this, and this, but I would have to say being myself, being able to be authentic with this business means so much for me. I went to college for business. I've always been intrigued, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what type of business I wanted to own. And then MLM companies kind of started rising several years after I graduated. And I tried a few and I was okay at it, but they never, you know, hit really, really home with me. I've been in marketing before. I've pretty much any job I've ever had since I was 15, 16 has been working with other people, with customers, members, whichever name they would hold. I love people. I love helping people. I've been in healthcare before. I was a CNA. But the thing is, this is a whole nother subject we could trail off on, but I wasn't able to be myself because, I mean, from a sales standpoint, you got to sell the way, you know, managers want you to sell, or when you're taking care of other people, or just whatever the case may be, there's all of these rules. And anyone who's known me my whole life, I'm kind of a rule breaker. And I just started discovering I was a better business owner than an employee. And it's not that I was a bad employee. It's just I'm self-determined. I'm self-motivated. I make my own rules because those rules work for me. And really, in a nutshell, these jobs, you know, I was bouncing around within my career and in these positions I was holding. I loved helping people, but I wasn't fully happy. And with doTERRA, I can do anything that I want to do. I can run my business the way that I want to. I get to design. I get to be an artist, a photographer. I can make my graphics. I love making graphics. And I get to do this while helping people. And I get to use my creative side, my own music, my own colors, my own anything. I get to make it all my own while changing, you know, healthcare for people, you know, their emotional and physical health ailments. So I get to do it all, literally run a business, use my creativity, healthcare, and take care of people. So that's my runaround with it. I could go on forever, but thanks for listening to me, and I hope you guys enjoy the call.
Cool. Thank you, Carrie, for sharing, and thank you for being on tonight. Britt, you want to share with us?
Yeah, I love that. And that was so inspiring to go afterwards. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm a licensed massage therapist in New York State, and I have been in the holistic health realm for a while because of that. I've always just been more levitated to using natural things and remedies. I never really got into essential oils. It was always something for me that it was just kind of one more thing to learn about. And I was already in school for massage and focusing on that. And I can remember the first time I had a doTERRA class, really just having my eyes opened and actually believing all of the things that I had always heard about essential oils when it comes to the benefits, but nothing like that had ever triggered for me before. Like I never really felt those benefits. And then I started with that night and just being like, wow, this is making me feel really different and good. Usually I'm just smelling these because they smell nice. And I had used them for a while in my house, and then I was really quickly bringing them into my massage practice and sharing with my clients. And I was realizing then that I can have a business perspective with doTERRA because I am bringing them in with my clients. So that really excited me, and it was going to help expand that business and grow there. But what I didn't realize was how much I was going to grow as a person from using the oils. And I have had a few come to moments after looking back, because it's only been a couple of years. I just started using them in 2018. So I'm like, even though 2020 might have felt like 15 years, I also feel like, it's only been like 2 years that I've really been involved with doTERRA. So I just know how much has come of it. And I'm like, there's these triumphs that I've had in my own personal life, in my business life, since all of that I've been teaching, and like all these moments I've had. And I'm like, I know I've done it for myself, but I don't know how much of this I would have gotten done without the oils and the support that I had by using them in my own personal practice. And I know that's a lot of times I'll come back to and think how fortunate I am to be able to have that accessibility to shift my mood, to get me to focus, to be able to get the things that I need to do to be productive throughout the day. So anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but that was my whole story of how I just really over the last couple of years have figured out that I can reach so many more people. I can help so many more people. It's not just the hour that I spend with them on a massage table. Like, I can now continue to help that person in a different way than I ever could before. So it's been cool for me from that perspective, to having already a career in healthcare in a holistic sense, and then just being able to continue to educate people, to help them out. And then it builds this community within my own community. And then I have this new doTERRA one too. So I could just go on forever, but it's just been a good way to bring my business up in a different way for my holistic practice. And then also to just have this new community with doTERRA too.
I love it. I love it. I feel like I have to give everybody a chance. Is there anything after hearing all of us share that you want to add on to yours anyway? Because as everyone is talking, I'm like, oh, I never talked about all these things. So that was great. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone want to add into? Sarah, are you?
I can't. I'll go all night.
We have some other stuff to talk about, but I think it's, yeah, you get the buzzer, right? Ding, time's up. We could talk about this and what this has offered all of us I think for a person considering this, it's so hard to put into words how much it has changed on a personal level, on a spiritual level, on a financial level. If someone was to say when I first started, I'd be like, yeah, right, it's not, but it really changes everything. So we also have another person on, but I'm not sure. Sarah, are you able to share with us or no? Okay, we will go ahead and share some more of the logistical things as far as what it's like to have a business with doTERRA and what that looks like. And for those of you that are visual learners, we'll pop up some pictures of things so that you can follow along with that. And we'll also weave in our testimonies. Our intention for tonight is to share from the heart of what this business has done for us. And if it is inspiring to you, awesome. We welcome you with open arms. This is an amazing tribe of currently women. We're open to men and women, but currently our team is a diamond team full of powerhouse women, and we welcome anyone ready to take on a side hustle, to eventually possibly being interested in a full-time thing. If you are wanting additional income, wanting your oils to be paid for, there's room for whatever you're curious about and whatever your interest is piqued on. And we would love to have additional conversations with you individually about what this can look like. So let's just go ahead and start sharing a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of this as a business opportunity. And then you can feel free to ask questions. We can go on whatever tangents. So like I mentioned before, we're a diamond team. We're have a lot of really cool things on the docket for 2021. It's an awesome time to be getting started with this business and starting something new, because we have a lot of really cool opportunities waiting for us in the start of January. So again, our intention for tonight is to share a little bit more of the intimate aspects of what it looks like to be a part of our team, what this model looks like, what doTERRA is like as a company and their culture, and then talk about how you have the opportunity to make money and the next steps if you're interested. I think as you're hearing from all of us, one thing that is a subtle, unspoken part of this is the level of empowerment, inspiration, support, and community that is gained from this business. We all are, well, not all of us, but we're not necessarily on the same team. Some people are cross team and are still working together. I've never seen a culture so dynamic and so inspired to support one another as I do with doTERRA. It's phenomenal from a community, a tribe standpoint. It's just a really cool thing to be a part of. And all of the other stuff that we're going to share. So, but I would say that one of the things that you can just see right now is the tight-knit that we have together as a team and from that aspect. Liz is going to share a little bit about what's available from an education perspective, and we'll bounce around and share from based on our strengths and where we're at. So this is 100% a Liz topic.
Awesome. So just yesterday, I was super inspired by our education that we provide. During the pandemic, we have shifted largely to educating our communities on Zoom and on social media, whereas before the pandemic, it was like knee-to-knee conversations in person at someone's kitchen table, dining room table, living room, whatever, sitting on the floor playing with oils. But things have shifted. But yesterday, I had the opportunity to speak with a group of women and talk about what we call the wellness pyramid, where you got to eat right, you got to exercise, you got to rest and manage stress and reduce toxic load to avoid 80 to 90% of doctor visits. And we got into talking about things like gut health and reducing toxic load and what that looks like and how it presents in the body. And these women had never had these conversations before. And they had like a sparkle in their eye because there was something new that their doctor hadn't taught them about. So education, you guys, we thrive on it. Some MLMs have parties. We have classes. We sit around a table and we share education, we share knowledge, we share experiences, and it's an amazing way to be able to serve a community. Now, what I just described is an essential oil 101, or maybe even a 102, which is kind of the basic format for us, or I guess I shouldn't even call it that, but it's one of the things that you'll hear most about from us, but we also have other programs in place. We have very immersive sample programs where you get your clients, if you were to take this on as a business, you would share with them samples, and then we provide education as a community and as a team. So there's so much available as far as like structure goes to be able to step into this and have opportunities for your community to learn. And besides that, we also have similar structure for educating new builders. When we bring new builders and sharers into our team, we have education to share with you on how to be successful in the business. So just know that you have a question, there's an answer. And we have a way to educate you and really support you. So different product categories. One of the things that you'll hear from a lot of us is, that you're not selling anything. This isn't a sales job. The products and the essential oils, they work so incredibly well that it's very, very, it's a really nice place to be, coming from a background where I used to work in sales, where you can actually help people and you're able to see results. So we have not only essential oils, but we do have personal care products. So that's skincare, hair care, products for the home. So detergents, cleaning products, and an entire supplement line to help bring you more targeted support and focus on a foundational level of health, and then bringing in the essential oils. So we're not just essential oils, that basically is what I'm sharing with you. There's many different ways you can support your community, and essential oils is just really one part of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz. And I think that it's, like Liz was saying, for those of you that are watching, if you're familiar with doTERRA, the oils do the work. The oils work, and it's a one-time, you use it and you fall in love with it. So awesome. Thank you, Liz, for sharing that. We will switch over, and Carrie will talk a little bit about how doTERRA works as a business.
So the cool thing with doTERRA is, even though it may seem, I don't want to use the word overwhelming, but I mean, it is healthcare. There's a lot to it. Humans are very complex beings. We have a lot of different systems. We have a lot of different ailments that we can come into play. But the nice thing with this is doTERRA, as well as our upline leaders, create this system where it's very easy to follow and pay attention to in order to present materials and educate communities to be able to change their lives. So what we start with is sampling. Of course, getting the oils on hand, smelling them, tasting them, putting them on your skin, putting them in diffusers. That's really, really key, because the purity is what's going to make the huge difference. A lot of times we are used to essential oils that we have found in stores. I remember like 10 years ago, we used to put oil in those little glass dishes and have a little light, or like a candle or something under them. It's not like that. This is healthcare. So smelling the difference of the purity is key there. As Liz mentioned, before COVID, we were doing a lot of, mostly everything was in home, in person. So we have that ability to sample. So we sample, we teach, we educate the basics, the 101. We had a class last night about the basics. If you're interested in that, please get a hold of any of us. So we teach the basics. We enroll as a wholesale customer. And I want to say enroll, and we talk a lot about kits. Oftentimes people think in kits or enrollment means doing the business. It doesn't have to be that way, just so you know, because you're going to see enroll here tonight, and you're going to see enroll in 101 classes. So just to be clear there, we're all wholesale customers. So we enroll, we become a part of doTERRA, whether we're advocates or customers, we enroll our customers or wellness advocates, and then we support. So that's what Liz was talking about with the dose school, the sampling, what am I thinking of? Programs, that's the word, programs that we have to offer, and we continue supporting throughout the journey so that we can assure that the first health ailments we wanted to target are still, working well, and you're seeing results with them. And then if not, we adjust. And if so, we can work on to additional health ailments. So it's really a lifelong, if so, but it's a journey. We're with you for the whole journey. Is this no?
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Carrie. No, keep talking. Go. Thank you, Carrie. With doTERRA, there's so many different areas that it supports our lives. It changes our lives. And one of the avenues is financially. If you were to think about, I'll just tell a story. There are two brothers, and their job was to fill a cistern of water for their community. And so every day they would haul buckets to fill the cistern. And if they wanted to make more money, they would haul more buckets. And it was causing a lot of impact, physical impact on their bodies. The one brother decided, I'm going to haul the necessary amount of buckets during the day that I need to pay my bills. And then beyond that, I'm going to build a pipeline from the water source to the cistern. And he was given flack. Why would you add more to your day than you need? And at the end, when he had the pipeline created, he was able to turn on the water source, and it provided income for him, even if he wasn't there. What's available for us is a pipeline. And rather than a traditional 9-to-5, my background previously was a pediatric speech pathologist. And if I wasn't working, I wasn't creating an income. It was very much session based. And so it was hauling buckets. If you use this analogy, that's a hauling bucket model where I didn't have paid time off, I didn't have vacation, and then anything beyond that, I certainly didn't have that availability. So with this model, we're able to educate, we're able to help in a way that is heart-driven, we're able to provide education to our community, do all of these things that fill our cup, fill our community's cup, and also create a source of pipeline income or residual income for ourselves. So it's not in the traditional hauling buckets 9-to-5 model, where we can create financial independence, we can create time independence, we can create this lifestyle. And I can remember when I was first introduced to this, first of all, the financial possibility is exponential. There's no cap on that. And to me, when I was first asked, like, what would you do with an extra $5,000 a month? My brain could not even come up with what I would do. I remember jokingly saying, I'm going to cash it all in, lay it on my bed, and just roll around in it, with just having just an extra $5,000 every single month, or an extra $10,000. The opportunity is there. And so we have an ability to create a pipeline with this business. And what that goes into a little bit more. So to think about this, and this is where we want to shift our brain. Would you rather have $1 million right now, or a penny that doubles each day for 1 month? And I'll just give you a second to think about what you would choose. And if you chose the penny, you can see where initially that's a smaller number, but with something that is growing and growing and growing and growing, we end up being significantly more than the $1 million. That's what's available to us with the model that doTERRA offers, where it might take a while to build that pipeline. Once the pipeline is there, you can turn it on and maintain and still see that income stream coming in. So I just want to talk a little bit more about what that, how that works as from a business standpoint. When you're coming into doTERRA, you can take this at whatever pace. You can build your pipeline at whatever pace you want, and you can make it be as large of a pipeline as what you want. So with this business model, there are 3 different avenues. When you have, like what Carrie was saying, a wholesale account, you can choose what you want to do with it. You can be a customer, which I believe 85% choose that route. Perfectly fine. We love up on our customers. We provide education. Awesome. There's also what's called a sharer, which is a person that wants their oils and products to be paid for, want to share with their friends and family, love sharing this, and don't necessarily want to do it as their own business but want the perks. And then there's what we call a builder, which is a person that wants to do this as a business. And from there, you get to choose slower pace, faster pace. It's all customized to what you're wanting. There's not someone harping on you that you have to put in a certain number of hours. You get to create a customized opportunity for you and what you're wanting for yourself and your family and the visions that you have. And we'll just help you figure out how to create that. So with that being said, there's exponential opportunity from a business standpoint. You get to choose. We're going to go into talking about what doTERRA is as a, like their culture and what that looks like. And then the intention is to just give you a little snapshot. So as anything is piquing your curiosity or you're wanting to know more, this is where it would make sense to just reach out to us and we can talk with you specific to what you're wanting. But Carrie, if you don't mind just sharing a little bit more about what doTERRA is all about.
So the thing that I really, really love about doTERRA and that intrigued me is the fact that we are a debt-free company. So we don't have that, that debt hanging over our heads. And I feel that it definitely does create a lot more authenticity from corporate, because we don't feel like we have to beg, because corporate knows that they're debt free and they can be a lot more authentic, and that trickles into us wellness advocates. As you can see here, there are 7 founders. They weren't new to essential oils when they started up the business. They had been exposed to that before, and unfortunately, because the essential oil industry is not regulated, what they were involved with prior to, the oils weren't being harvested appropriately, or et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot there. That's a whole nother story. But anyhow, when they started doTERRA, they had a vision to create the most pure form of essential oils, healthcare, to us worldwide and globally. And they wanted, while doing so, to be able to impact, which Liz will be speaking about shortly, they wanted to be able to impact communities all around the world. And that to me means a lot. They're all highly educated. We have a board of chemists and scientists, those who have left their careers making a lot of money prior to coming to doTERRA and risking, so to speak, their careers as doctors and so on and so forth, to jump apart and be a part of doTERRA. And clearly they made the right decision as we have continued to grow. And doTERRA is actually, so we started in 2008, as you can see. We grew faster, even being debt-free, than Apple and Facebook. We have continued to grow since. Our chart has been a consistent upflow. So that to me is really empowered. Being debt-free, growing is faster than these large companies that we've all been exposed to, but yet everyone's so familiar with doTERRA and Facebook, being big and being rich and successful. Well, doTERRA is here too, and that to me is really intriguing. They're changing lives, and they're changing the world. They're changing healthcare, and they're on a very powerful and steady mission to do so. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. And next we'll just briefly have Liz share a little bit about the heart of the company and a couple other things, and then we'll be wrapping up pretty soon. So thank you so much for staying a part of this and listening. Go ahead, Liz.
So doTERRA is a company that gives back, not only in their promos and freebies that they're giving us every month, but also on the other side of the bottle that we like to call it sometimes. So the Healing Hands Foundation is our charity affiliate that donates funds to things like human trafficking and microloans to get families up on their feet and running a business so they can have sustainable income. The Healing Hands Foundation is also a large part of our co-impact sourcing initiative, which is how we source our oils. Our oils are not just, you probably have heard this if you've been to an Essential Oil 101 class, or if you're chatting with your favorite wellness advocate, you know that we don't just grow oils in our backyard and hope for the best. We go to the source, to where they've been growing for centuries and are harvested by communities that know what they're doing. Sometimes these communities are in third world countries where education is not available, specifically to women after the age of 13 when they get their periods, because they aren't allowed to have, they're not allowed to be in the schools with the boys when they are menstruating. So they lose a quarter of the education. So we go in and we teach and educate. We build infrastructure, clean drinking water, whatever they need, and we pay above the living wage in that third world country so that these communities can have a real sustainable way of life. And it's who we are as a company. We strive to leave our partners better than how we found them. And the proof is in the pudding. Like our oils are amazing because of it. So, I mean, there's so much that happens with Healing Hands and co-impact sourcing. I just really encourage you to go to YouTube and in the search bar, put in co-impact sourcing, doTERRA, and the stories you will find, and it'll be like a rabbit hole. You won't be able to stop. You'll watch all of them. You're gonna binge it. So check it out. You're gonna need tissues because you'll cry. It's very, very, it's just amazing what we do. So next slide.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz.
That's a lot. So we also, we strive on education, on educating our community. But the reason we're able to do that is because we are spearheading the movement on research in this field. Essential oils are not largely researched outside of what doTERRA is providing for the industry. In fact, a lot of essential oil companies that you know the names of, the research that they use is coming from our laboratories. So we are really spearheading the movement, and doTERRA strives to be recognized as a pharmaceutical grade of essential oil. We have clinics across the country called Prime Meridian that marry together different types of modalities with modern medicine. And the effort there is to really be seen in the medical community as, something you can write a script for, because our quality is so above and beyond, and the efficacy is right there with it. So just know that partnering with doTERRA as a wellness advocate, as a wholesale customer, as however you want to get involved, this is the place to be. There's no other essential oils.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Liz. Okay, so with doTERRA, I mentioned before, you get to choose if you want to get your oils for free, if you want to supplement your income or have a side hustle, or if you want to eventually look at this as being something that you're replacing your income. And it can change. You can start in one avenue and change and allow it to form as you need it. It's very moldable to what you're wanting. So you can put in whatever time availability and commitment you have. These just show you there's different ranks associated to doTERRA, and you can create whatever income you want in whatever time frame you want. So that just gives you your yearly income associated with each rank on average. And then as you're watching, if you're wondering, could this work for you? The thing to keep in mind is, are you passionate about oils and natural lifestyle? Yes, then yes, it can. Do you care about helping people? Yes, then yes, it can. Do you know how to follow a system and get things done? Yes, then yes, it can. Everything else, the fears, the beliefs, the worries, those are all thoughts. And just as easily as we learned a thought or we adopted a thought, we can unlearn a thought. And that's where the amazing amount of support that's available in this community will help out there. So if that's the hesitation, it's just a thought. If these things that are on the screen are something that you're passionate about, this business makes sense for you. And just to be thinking, like opening your brain up, what does it mean to have residual income? What would it be like to be able to take a day to spend time with your family and not have to calculate, oh, now I only have 14 days left in my PTO, or to be able to work from another state for a month and be able to have freedom in that way to travel or do whatever from that standpoint. So for you, what does residual income allow you to do? And it's permission to dream again. We shut that down as little kids, the ability to dream and think what is possible. And then we get into this, no, it has to be hard. There has to be a struggle, or, you know, that can't possibly happen. Yes, it can. And what could it do for you? Give your brain permission for that, because it's really cool when you do, and your dreams will just keep expanding each year that you're a part of this. So Britt will just kind of go through what the next steps would be as you're curious about this and you're interested what happens next. So go ahead, Britt.
Hi, yeah, thanks. So I'm just getting really excited again about like when I first was introduced to the science behind doTERRA, and I'm like still living in that little moment of going to the first convention, and that's when I really realized all of the science and the business ends behind doTERRA. And I had been doing it for like a year, and I had done some classes, and I just knew that that was where I bloomed and where I wanted to just be able to share and educate other people. So when you first start out though, it's a lot, it's overwhelming. Like there's a lot of information, you want to talk, you want to be able to tell everybody all the things. So the first few classes, you're going to have whoever your upline is walk you through and teach the classes alongside of you. After you've done some brainstorming and talking about what your goals are as a business and how you're going to implement teaching and educating and sampling everybody that you have put on your list that you're ready to work with in that sense. So you want to make sure that you're working with your upline to figure out what your goals are, who you're going to share this with, because so often when we first learn about it, we already have that like list going of who do we want to work with, who do we want to share this with, who do we think would be as passionate about using the oils as you, because we all know like there's going to be some people in our lives who are apprehensive to learning about it. And I know for me, one of my biggest apprehensions was, is this like another MLM company? And that's something that kind of scared me, and I just had never gone down that route before. And I saw friends of mine sell things on Facebook, and I always felt like they would start to do it and then fizzle out. And that's the nice thing about when you're starting to learn about this business, is like, how are you going to maintain it and build it up for the long run, and connecting with those people that you really know are going to love this as much as you and share this and want that, and you get that support from your upline, is always really reassuring, because there are moments where you're not really sure, and it might be the first time that you're even thinking about like building a business for yourself or expanding in a different area than you had known before. So it can be really scary in the beginning, and to have that support and to have the powerful essential oils at your fingertips helping you along the way is really helpful too. So I don't know, the first few classes though, you do teach with your upline, you're working together, they're doing the lead role in the teaching in the beginning, and then you'll start to chime in, and then you'll lead your classes yourself. And now we have that availability to just get on Zoom, and it's a lot more accessible in that sense than if we were doing this a few years ago. We would have been more likely to go into people's houses or other facilities to teach a class. So that gives you a whole another level of availability too, which is really nice if that works for you. And I know as things open up and we do more things too, we can connect in person too. So
Perfect. Thank you, Britt. Yeah, so the opportunities are endless. The avenues that you can take this business are endless. You get the opportunity to dream again. I think that's the biggest thing, is what can your life be like when you say yes to this? What is available to you? How can your life change? What would it be like for you to have an extra $5,000 a month? What would it be like for you to be able to take a day to spend with your family and not have to worry about what's left in your bank? All of these things that are available. And so with this, like Britt said, we have systems in place. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to figure this out. There are people that have done this that can help support you as you get started. So from here, you can just set up a call, reach out to the person. The support is there. There's daily mentor calls. There's things that are available. So to wrap up for tonight, I think I can speak for all of us on this call. This is your invitation to start dreaming again. 2020 was whatever it was of a year, and 2021 is a clean slate. You get to choose. What are the dreams that are waiting for you? And I shared a quote on Instagram a while back, and I just said, inside of you, there's a little girl that is ready to dream again. Listen to her, because the opportunities are there. Do you want to travel more? Do you want time freedom? Do you want passive income? Do you want to be able to work from home? Do you want to own your own business? Do you want to be able to empower others? What is it for you? And the sky is the limit. So we all thank you so much for sharing your evening with us, for being a part of this journey with us in whatever role you take. That's awesome. We're grateful for it. And we, again, thank you for your time tonight. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.